Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks, and have I got a treat for you. Special order. Haven't played it in so long, but it's just as dominating as it ever has been. I pull out my first ever Tier 10 Zyclops. Yes, you're not mistaken. Zyclops is the Tier 10 German tank destroyer, the Jagdpanzer E100, and it is a gorgeous tank, and it is an absolute monster. And if you ever are staring down the barrel of this beast with a 17-centimeter cannon, you'll know exactly why it's called Zyclops, because it looks like a Cyclops. Just one big eye looking right at you. And so we're going to head over to the left, because this tank has a specialty. You guys may or may not know this, but this tank is very, very good on the downside of a slope. And we have no arties to worry about, which means we can sit there pretty much all day, as long as our team holds up. Now, unfortunately, I usually take one side by myself and hold that side down and get absolutely ridiculous numbers in this thing. But we have too many people coming this way. And usually when you get too many people coming this way, they push down and then bad things happen to them and then they start complaining and getting run over. But you'll see, I go a little bit down on the slope here, and I'm just going to wait for a tank to drive around the corner. The only real weakness to this tank from the front is that bottom plate. It has a gigantic bottom plate that just begs to be penetrated. So, as long as you protect your bottom plate, you're pretty much golden. About the only other place they're going to hit you with anything less than 300 and some odd millimeters of penetration is your commander's hatch, which is kind of small. So, it is possible to hit it, and it is an easy pin, but if you miss, the ramifications is at minimum 1,000 damage every single shot on this monstrous gun. I shoot HE, or I don't shoot HE, sorry. I shoot AP standard rounds, and then I keep 5 rounds of heat just in case I run into that, E3 that I need to face hug or something. You never know when it'll come in handy, but anytime you can get over 400 millimeters of penetration, it's a good chance that you're going to go through it. And so right away you'll see me backing off. There's too many people on this side, and I notice a huge mass of tanks coming to the base from the right. And there's very few tanks between them and our base. I'm a big, heavy, slow-moving, monstrous beast. I gotta get back to the base and get set up before these guys get there. Otherwise, this could be a long day. Now I will say this disclaimer real quick. I lose a lot of health early on because it's been so long since I played this tank. I kind of lost my timing and stuff as far as when to pull forward. And that's about the only move that you got to learn. Unless, of course, you're up against the tank destroyer, in which case you may need to wiggle a little bit to make sure they're not going to pin your superstructure with a heat round or something. It's very hard to do, but it is possible. Essentially, this is a Moss with a 17-centimeter cannon and no turret. That's basically what this beast is. Even though it says it's an E-Hundo. But anyway, it's a very, very dangerous vehicle. And you see this little ramp right here at the back of the base? Yeah, this little ramp is going to be a monster to take me out of. Because there's a hill. And what can I do on a hill? I can go haul down. Protect that bottom plate. You protect the bottom plate on this thing, and there ain't a soul that's going to be able to hurt you. Not in this battle, anyway. There's only one tank destroyer, and it's nowhere near me. So these T-57 heavies have a pretty good gun. I unfortunately cannot see them right now because they're behind that darn thing in the base that usually everybody runs over. But this is one of those exceptions. Now these guys are going to be rolling into the base at any time. And you can see I didn't quite get hauled down. So that is leaving a small area, and I looked just to make sure. And I did back up a little bit higher, just to make sure that I go. And you're going to see me make a mistake that I make when I have ridiculous amounts of penetration. I right shoulder and I fire and bounce off of a T-57 heavy. I mean, really? And there he pins me. So he got lucky. It's not going to happen too often that I'm that hull down and somebody pins me without aiming at my commander's hatch. That being said, I'm about loaded. And this guy's sitting right in front of me, and now he's trapped. Good night. 1,038 damage. That's a Paddling. And this is one of the most consistent guns you're going to find on a Tier 10 tank destroyer. This thing will pretty much hit where you aim almost every time. Unless, of course, you're auto-aiming, in which case you're probably going to screw up. And that's what I did. Now, the fear factor of this tank will keep tanks at bay even if you don't shoot them. Just the thought of rolling around the corner and seeing this big gun looking right at you, knowing it's going to guarantee do 1,000 damage. And there you see me take a shot at the Lycan. Should have killed it. But unfortunately, or fortunately for him, and there you see me lurch forward, he bounces, I back up, I try to wiggle, he pins my lower plate. I'm trying to get my timing down. There we bounce another one. If I can get the timing back down, there's no way these guys will consistently pin me. Now, there you see, I've lost over half my hit points, and I'm just absolutely getting eaten up. So I'm going to turtle up a little bit harder, because I see there's only one tank destroyer on my left side protecting that side of the map, and it's just a matter of time before those guys get through. And we're going to come down to a no-holds-barred, Custard's last stand, right here in the circle, to save the base. Hopefully. These T-57s know they're both one-shot kills. They do not want to pull out in front of this gun. But they eventually are going to have to. And all they're doing is buying time for our guys, or for their guys, to get around that left side. I know exactly what they're doing, which is why I've turtled up even worse than I was. And you see, I'm thinking about it, because they are giving me the top of their turret, and they may not know it. So, I'm really they're getting antsy, and this is a 17-centimeter gun. That's not something you play with, folks. And he gives me the side of his turret. Huge mistake. Guaranteed pin. Gonna be a Paddling every single time. Now, you see I'm using the hill here to guard my lower plate, and the IS-3 pins me. And I'm pretty sure he did it on the commander's hatch that time, which was a very good shot, considering he's a Russian heavy tank. That's a hard shot to hit. And shot out on the T-57. Another autoloader goes down. Alright, so now it is just 3 tanks versus the world. I'm knocking the tree down. I don't care. I need to get hull down, or this is going to be a very short battle. And as you can see, I've got that front plate dug clean into the ground. There's no way these guys are going to pull up on me and start pinning. And this E-75 just walks right out in front of me. Gift wraps it. Goodbye. 951 to kill him. That guy pulls up, takes a shot. I lurch forward. He bounces. There's no way he's going to pin me. I pull forward. They break my gun. A Lycan flanks me. Oh no, what's going to happen? Bounce. 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 Pull forward. Bounce. Bounce, bounce. Hey, look, a chieftain. Ow, 1100. That's a Paddling. And these guys are so sure that they're going to kill me before I can reload. And look at me just sit here like a boss. There's not a thing that they can do to me. They're trying everything they can. I turn a little bit too far, and the Lycan does put one in my backside, and that was just my fault. Now I've got a big old butthole back there. Nobody wants that. And then shot out on the chieftain to get the kill, and that gives me 5 kills. 8 penetrations. This is going to be a pretty good game. We did everything we could do to hold the base. 4,700 damage, 7,230 damage blocked. 5 kills. So if you like what I'm doing, punch that like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.